I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
And we're back. We're back. Hey, guys. Old Man G here, back again. It's match preview time, 2 hours before. And it's the Southampton versus United game. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Sujo, follow us on Twitter, United X, and smash the notification button to get notified when I go live. So usually, guys, I would do these like in the evenings, 9:30. So I wanted to just sort of try and experiment to see basically when people watch these previews. Ideally, do they watch them evening time, or do you get more people watching these previews in build up to the game? So this is kind of an experiment. I might do this, an hour or so before kickoff, and basically show my thoughts in the game, or I might just revert back to just doing it at 9 o'clock. I don't know. So. But we'll just see what happens. But yeah, this is obviously it's I won't say it's a big game, but I think it's an important game. I definitely think it's an important game for Manchester United going forward this season because yes, a lot of people were gassed. Apparently there's a leaked lineup coming up from the. Let's have a look. There's a leaked lineup coming up from the United stand. And they, in fairness, when it comes to these league lineups, they tend to be fairly reliable when it's although it's not exactly great for when it gets leaked and the players don't have it, but it looks like it's the leaked lineup supposedly. And again, this is a leaked lineup. De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Malacia, McTominay, Eriksen, Sancho, Bruno, Elanga, and Rashford, which, to be honest, is probably what I was going to go with anyway. My only thing, it was based because realistically, as we talked about in the Casemiro video beforehand, Casemiro's only been training for like a day or two, basically. So he's not got familiar with his teammates, and obviously Martial's been injured, so that affects things. So McTominay was always going to come back into midfield. Now, is that a midfield that I am concerned about? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Southampton are dangerous from set pieces. That's their forte. Can we win this game? Yes, we can. Southampton aren't like that great at the start of the season, that great either, but their midfield is relatively workable, and ours is not. Ours is not. We do not have a workable midfield right now, and that's going to cause us problems in my personal opinion. Malacia starting, I think, is good, and I think it's good that they're still going with the Varane Martinez partnership. So I think that potentially helps Manchester United. But yeah, that midfield is a bit of a worry. But of course, the likes of Fred, Azim, Casemiro will be on the bench. They'll be able to do things. So we'll see. I imagine, obviously, that Bruno will be playing the false 9 position, which. Actually, no. Will he? No. Looking at that, no. Looking at that, he'll be in the midfield. It'll be Rashford will basically be number 9. Which, like I said, we lack squad depth, guys. We really lack squad depth. So, but anyway, let me go into my general thoughts. That's the leaked lineup anyway. So, but like I said, just going into this game, Manchester United really need to get something from it. Liverpool win was good, and by the way, Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out. Hope everyone agrees with that. So I'm just checking that my sound is okay. But the reality is that like it's no good beating Liverpool if you're going to hold an L to Southampton later. And if United really, really want to kickstart this season, we need to basically be beating Southampton and Leicester before we face Arsenal in 3 weeks' time. It's a must. It's a must. Shout out to Soda as well, buddy, and big up EFAC, man. Thank you for joining as well, buddy. We need to win this game. The injury news that we heard, obviously, it's unlikely that Casemiro will be starting this game, having just signed and not had that much training. So I don't imagine he'll be going straight into the team. The main issue going into this thing is the fact that Martial is injured. And I love Martial. I think I think he's talented, but this injury issue that he has is a problem. It's a really, really big problem for Manchester United. Like we can't, we can't, we can't afford to go into this season because there's a very good chance Ronaldo's probably going to leave. It's gone very, very quiet on that front, which has been very interesting. And I generally think that Ronaldo is probably going to leave. There's nothing from the club with the whole idea of, we're going to keep him, he's not for sale, blah, blah, blah. It's gone very, very quiet on that end. And that tells me that he's going to leave. The fact as well that he's giving an interview, do the club know about it, etc. So, yeah, I generally think that Ronaldo is probably going to leave Manchester United. I do, unfortunately. And so based on that, United are going to be losing Ronaldo. Martial's injury prone. And we don't have, it's not good. We need to be signing another. Essentially, what I'm saying is we need to be signing a player to replace our number 9, Ronaldo, and as a winger in terms of, inside forward in case of Martial. We need to replace those players. We need to sign at least 2 of them. And are United close to it? No. They're going into a season potentially relying on Marcus Rashford to do it. And Rashford himself picks up injuries. He's not exactly back. He's got problems. We can't. I don't want to get around to this but we can't be going into 20 because this is what this league line I'm showing. Where I'm going to go is that we're going into a campaign season, relying on Marcus Rashford as the number 9. That can't be. That can't be, guys. That can't be. We can't be relying on Marcus Rashford to lead the line this season. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but we can't. We can't. I mean, I guess maybe Garnacho will get some game time. That'll be good for him, for his, development and stuff. So, but we just can't. We can't rely on Marcus Rashford as a number 9 going into. We need to sign quickly. And I don't know whether that means. I mean, personally, I don't think Anthony is enough because Anthony isn't really a number 9 himself, really. Although he would be he'd be good. He'd be good, a very, very good addition to the team. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts on the comments, guys. Who do United go for? Maybe do they go for Gakpo? Do they go for? I don't know. But we need to sign somebody because this league lineup is anything to be treated. It shows why this season might be a problem this season because I don't care what anyone says. Yes, the defense looks okay, and we can improve. But if you're saying that a front three of Sancho, Rashford, and Elanga is going to cause problems, you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh, in my personal opinion. Gaz says Glazers out, man. Gaz Glazers out. Midnight Madness says I don't think it's a good look on the club if you sign United for 80 to 100. He is 50 at best. Yeah. We are overpaying, but we don't have a choice. Elite lineup is a lineup exactly I picked with exception of Martinez for Maguire. Really? I don't think that you can. I don't think that you can. What is in you bringing Maguire over Martinez? I can see why he would do it, because I think that with Martinez and Varane worked well in the previous game. So I could see how they want to keep that partnership going, and we'll see. I think Maguire's got a lot to do to get back into this team. I really, really do. Assuming that Martinez works the game, but it works so well against Liverpool. We didn't face long balls, and we will in an hour or two. I mean, if I recall from when watching Southampton, I don't think Southampton necessarily a long ball side. So I think they're a lot more like they at least from what I remember anyway. So like they tend to press. My issue with Southampton right now is in this game is that I actually think Southampton will press us quite a bit. In the times I've seen us play them, we've been punished by them because of their set pieces, but also because of how I think they actually press us. So I wouldn't have really said that they were kind of like a long ball team, like long ball up the ball. So, but we'll see. But yeah, in going back to Anonymous' comment, I don't think he's worth that as well. But we need the depth. We need the depth, because I just don't see Rashford for me is not a number 9, and a number 9's job is to hold up to the ball. His link up play is not that great. We need to do something. We need to do something. Feel sorry for Ten Hag having to work with 2 clowns, Murta and On. I mean, are they clowns though, or did Ten Hag sort of put this on himself when he insisted on getting only going for Anthony and Frankie de Jong? You know, like some of it is his own doing. You know, if it was any other manager and you're like, right, we tried, the players will come. At least in Anthony's case, he wants to come. It's just Ajax, and I think we should have gone from early on in May. The big thing which I understand from Ajax's point of view is that had we actually gone out for him right, and that's why I think there's been no real plan, is because had we gone out for him in May, then I'm sure Ajax would have been like, yeah, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, fine, because they would have had time to get a replacement. But the issue now is, and why Ajax are charging this much, is because they're like, we can't afford to sell this guy. We only sell him for 100, 120 million, so because we can then use that money to get another player, because we literally cannot afford to replace the guy. We don't have time to, so that's poor planning on Manchester United's front. Why did we spend so much time and effort trying to get one player when it just doesn't make sense to me. It's insane. It's insane. I generally don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Martinez is 5'9". Manchester 5'6". They're going to get direct on left flank on the start. Yeah, I appreciate the high thing, but the only thing I would say is that I do think height is definitely an important aspect, but I also think that positioning is also important. If your positional sense is good, you can make up for a deficient, what I would call height advantage. So and just because you're tall, it doesn't mean that your positional sense is good. That's one of the big issues that I have with Maguire a few times, is that and to be honest, there've been many times when I've seen when we're defending like corners and set pieces, and he's either not on somebody or the person that he should be on. So, for example, I remember one game against I think it was against Brentford, where Malacia is on. Malacia is 5'6", but he's on. Maguire's not on, and Malacia is on the guy that's taller than him, and it's I don't understand, bro. You're taller than. Why is it that Malacia and are marking someone that's shorter than, but you're not currently on anybody? And yeah, it was strange. It was strange. We didn't make up for the height against Brentford, though, did we? Yeah, I appreciate that. But the thing is, you still have to mark the person. You still have to mark the person. At least that's the way I see it anyway. You have to mark them. So it's no good if you have the on the height, but again, your position is is bad. And many times when I've seen Maguire in set pieces, yes, of course he heads the ball away. So I'm not saying he doesn't do that, but there are many other times where Mike he's not actually on somebody, and the person that's shorter than him is on that player. And I think I saw that at Brentford like a few times. I was like, no, you're the captain, bro. Organize your defense so you actually end up marking that person so he doesn't go through. I think it was Tony, I think, if I recall. But like, and I'm not, and if I'm honest, I'm not a particular fan of zona marking, my personal opinion, but we'll see. Will Casemiro start for us today? Which partnership do you prefer, G, for Casemiro? Like I said, I think for communication point purposes, I think that we should partner him with Fred and Bruno to ease him into the team. I think that's at least my personal opinion. The guy doesn't speak English, and I think that one of the most important things in football that people underestimate is communication. You know, you have to be able to communicate with the players that are around you. We can't see it. All we can see as football fans is what players are doing with their bodies and movements. But what we don't see is the words, is the track back. Here you go. When I play football, you know, there's a clear difference between a player, a goalkeeper, defender's like, hey, go to the right, do this, cover, blah, 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 blah. All these things. You need people that are talking and shouting to each other. And part of that implies that you need to be able to understand what that person is saying. And so I always am worried when you have a player that coming into a team that, because obviously Ten Hag, I don't know if Ten Hag speaks Portuguese. Maybe he does, but I don't know how many players in this team do. Obviously, Bruno does, Fred does, Ronaldo does, etc. You know, so it's important, in my opinion, such a crucial position that you have someone to communicate to. That was all the mark in the corner. It's perfect normal. Lazio's blocking more than going man to man. I mean, maybe that's just maybe that's just me saying that I don't like zona because we just aren't good at it. We aren't good at it. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how we play. We'll see how we play today. Right. Let me get into the starting 11. Let's go, guys. I mean, the league starting 11 is pretty much what I'm going to go for in the starting 11 based on who we have available. So David De Gea is obviously going to go in goal. I don't think he actually had much to do against. Let's have a look. He didn't have much to do against Liverpool. So, but I think he's probably going to be a lot more. He's going to be a busier player this game. Where is? So that's why it's not. I'm so typing in centre back. So let's bring David De Gea in. Keeps on. De Gea. Keep on clicking on it. Sorry, guys. What's it doing? Never happened before. David just should be clicking on this. Right, okay. I'm going to move on. Go back to goalkeeper. You don't David De Gea. I don't know why it's doing that. So it'll be Lisandro and Varane, I suspect. So that's why I sort of agree with this. We know, like, let's keep it stack. You don't spend, was it 60, 70 million on a centre back who's not going to be starting. So I imagine Lisandro Martinez is going to be starting like as a regular centre back for Manchester United. That's just not without question. He's just going to be our centre back. Varane will be here, I think, as long as he doesn't get injured. Is probably my understanding. So I think that this is probably going to be the centre back pairing going forward, unless Varane gets injured. I think maybe if Varane gets injured, and he will get injured, then Maguire can cement his place. But so long as Maguire's fit, so long as Varane's fit, I think this is probably going to be the centre back pairing going forward. At least that's what I think anyway. I could be wrong, but who knows? That's what Ten Hag will want. Malacia is coming in. Game against Liverpool. He actually had a good game in all the appearances that he came in with his cams, etc. Luke Shaw he just doesn't look good, to be honest. He doesn't look good. Like I don't know what's happened to Shaw, man. He's not quick enough anymore. And even defensively coming back, like, 'cause I mean that's the key. That's one of the key things really is that like it's one thing to um have pace going forward, but if you can't actually come back and actually get back into position, I think against Brentford there was one goal in particular. I think it was the fourth, where or was it against Brighton? I can't remember, but yeah, we need to be better at that. We really, really do. Right back, it's going to be Dallo. It's going to be Dallo. Let me see the comments, guys. It's the same as Liverpool in it, which makes sense as we won, and also another slap down to Ronnie and Maguire. Yeah. I mean, it's like with anything. It's like when you are it worked, so you don't think something that's broken potentially until it gets broken, because Ronaldo, I don't think Ronaldo is going to start here, and all that shows of Ronaldo is that like I think that Ronaldo is probably going to be leaving the club. Ronaldo is most likely not is going to be leaving the club next week, which even makes it even more worrying that we haven't got another forward or a winger in place. And then Maguire needs to get back into the team and needs to get back into the team by having good performances. As simple as that. If we get the win against, and also it's also about momentum as well, because when you sometimes it's not necessarily even about personnel. Sometimes when you have a momentum, it's one of the reasons why I still remember when we were Ollie and we were the first time United were first in the league for like ages, and then obviously City won it. And we won it because we had, I think we're playing, it was either Bayern Maguire or Bayern and Lindelof or something. I think it was Bayern Maguire actually. And we had this momentum. We're winning games, we're confident, and then boom, we stopped it. And we went back to Maguire and Lindelof. And it just kind of, you need to build a team. In order for a team to win a title, or to at least get into top four comfortably, you need to build a momentum. And Manchester United have not had a momentum. The last time Manchester United had momentum was when we had that good run under Ole when he came in. Since then, we just, and also potentially that, in quote, title charge in Ole's second season. But since then, United have barely had any momentum. It's not really been good. Nab3 says, guys, why being concerned with the height of Lindelof? How tall is producer Evan? How did he fare an EPL in all his time at Old Trafford? Fair point. Because we were 4-0 down after he was targeted in our last game. You mean Martinez targeted? I mean, to be honest, like I'd make the argument that like that game was De Gea's fault. That game was De Gea's fault. I know because people say that he was targeted. Like it wasn't because we didn't lose that game because Lisandro Martinez was targeted. We lost that game because De Gea cost us this game. Because as soon as we went 2-0 down, the momentum just went to Brentford. Because when you're 2-0 down over 20 minutes, it's like, hey a minute, we're at home, we're 2-0. Of course, why do we go forward? Why do we press? Well, we've got nothing to lose. This United team looked completely disorganized and shell shocked. Let's go. And then of course they pressed Lisandro Martinez. I think he got bullied for the third goal, I think it was. And then I think Shaw came down the fourth side. But yeah, that game was on De Gea, in my personal opinion. You cannot make those mistakes the highest level. The first goal, I mean, what do you do? And the second goal, why does he kick it? You can see the pitch. Why does he? I don't get it. I don't get it. We lost because of second balls. It was Shaw, Fred, Martinez that allowed them to expose De Gea. I mean, if I remember the game, the two goals we could. I'm not saying that's not a factor, but the two goals we conceded, I don't know how you could. The first two goals, I don't know how you can blame Martinez for that though. The first goal, he literally shoots some distance and it goes under De Gea's arm. Like that should be a routine save. He should save that. The second goal, I'm sure it goes back to De Gea. I think it passes to Martinez, and I think there's big pressure on him. I think front him, and then it's a second goal. But De Gea with that vision should really kick it out and release it. So yeah, I don't know. I think that, and even De Gea came out and obviously confirmed. I certainly think for that game in particular, especially when we were 2-0 down, to me it was over. And United's history, what's it? There was so much in first goal, so much wrong with De Gea. It's obviously his fault, but it's not. No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I'm just sort of saying that, like, at the professional level, like you got to save that. You got to save that. And like I said, look, momentum for me is key in a game. Like, even if before you put Martinez away and stuff like that as a side, like over the last 10 months, when Manchester United have gone a goal down, a goal 2-0 down, they have collapsed. They have absolutely collapsed. Like, I cannot remember the last time Manchester United since probably the beginning of this year, when we conceded first or conceded 2 goals and actually came back into a game. This United team, and this is what I'll probably say going forward, is that, like, for this game, is that if United is that with the Liverpool game, we saw that Ten Hag could adapt, because I don't think that we actually saw the way that Ten Hag played his footballing against the Liverpool game. He almost reverted back to an Ole in terms of your counter-attacking style, at least in my opinion. In this game and subsequent games, what I want to see for this Manchester United, because I know we will concede. The United team will still concede goals, so I still don't think they're confident enough to do that and to keep a clean sheet. But I want to at least see some character from this team. I want to see some character from this team. If we concede, fine. Like, okay, we concede, fine, but where's the comeback? Where's the fire? Like, we've conceded before. Like, why? That for me is the most worrying thing about this team. Forget about actually who plays aside. Why is it that when we concede a goal, we fall apart? Like, mentally, we give up. We're not interested. I don't get that. Where is the fight in this Manchester United team? So that even if we concede a goal, if City concede a goal, we know that it's like, yeah, it's not over though. We know that. Liverpool, even to a certain extent, we know they'll do that. I don't get it where, certainly over the last year or so, because even under parts of Ole and Jose's tenure, when we concede, we'd have the comeback. We come back, we'd fight, and we come back, and yeah, we'd fight, and yeah, we'd do it. But this United team, man, I don't see that. And it worries me. It really, really, really does worry me, because it's a game of football. At the end of the day, you're going to concede a goal. And we might concede first. We can't afford in this game. It seems that if United score, then the chances are we're probably not going to lose. We might, at least, if we score first, we're probably not going to lose. We might get a draw, we might win. If we concede, it just seems that United just can't win the game. And I think that worries me. That really worries me. We need to fix that. We need to fix that quickly. Right. Let me see if I can actually put De Gea in goal. Can I actually do that? Let's try that. It's still not working. I don't know why it's. Anyway, but just imagine the goalkeeper's De Gea. I don't know why it's doing it. It's really, really strange. Maybe it's a formatting issue on the website, but this is what I use. Right. Okay. So it will be most likely it'll be McTominay and Eriksen. So if I just change this slightly, no, not that. Okay. And then Bruno will be obviously Lear. Okay. And then left wing will probably be Alanga, I suspect. Right wing will be Sancho, who hopefully everyone can agree. Sancho's what's the second goal was idiocy from saying, yeah, that was done. I just did some his stubbornness. I just don't. Just keep it simple, guys. For goodness sake, just please, if you can, please, it'd be great, guys. Just keep it simple. So yeah, Sancho on the right, Elanga on the left, and then it'll be Rashford up top. Let's get him in. Right. Okay. There and goal. Then we can see. So yeah, this is I mean, this is the league starting 11. This is probably the starting 11 that I was probably going to pick, because Casemiro probably wasn't going to play, and Martial, as everyone knows, if Martial was playing, it would probably be, I'd probably put Martial here and have Rashford and him interchange. That's the only substitution I would make to this, and then obviously going forward, Casemiro will play at some point. The question is kind of where. I think a home game against Leicester is probably a good start for Casemiro, because Leicester's form right now isn't looking particularly good. They're going to lose Fofana, who's one of their solid defenders, to Chelsea. So I think next week will be a good time to play Leicester. So it'll be a good experience to actually have Casemiro starting. I think that's a good shout. But let me know what people's thoughts are actually in the chat about this lineup. This is the leaked lineup as well. I don't see much changing. Your bench, basically, you got Fred, Ronaldo will obviously be on the bench as well. Again, pointing towards the fact that he probably will leave. he probably will leave, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on some people. I say unfortunately, not because I'm proud of Ronaldo's antics, but because I don't think this club is going to sign a replacement. So that worries me, because whatever you say about Ronaldo, he's still a goal scorer and can score goals. And you basically let two midfielders go. You've let, obviously, two number 9s go, and Cavani and potentially Ronaldo. You've let Lingard go. You've let Mata go. You let Matic go. So 7 players, 7 core first-team players have gone. Give or take, and you've replaced them with Malacia when we didn't necessarily need a left back, but I'll take it because he's good. A centre back in the San Martins, where did we need a centre back? Probably yes, but we need to sell, and we're obviously letting Bayer go. And then on free in Eriksen, and obviously then Casemiro. So you let 7 players go, replace them with 4. So we're still at the deficit. We've not actually improved our squad. So that is worrying. That is worrying for me personally. It's very, 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 very worrying. So score predictions, guys. By the way, there's almost 20 people watching, guys. Make sure you like the vid. Make sure you like the video, and subscribe if you're new. It goes a long way. Make sure you like the video. Go a long way. Hopefully, I was just streaming for 50 minutes because I genuinely want to see what this lineup is going to be. I want to see what this lineup is going to be. But let me quickly go into the score predictions, and then we'll talk much about this game. Can we win this? Can United win this game? Ooh. Can Manchester United win this game? Yes, they can. But it's going to be difficult for some of the reasons that Vor mentioned in the chat. Southampton are very good when it comes to set pieces. James Ward-Prowse, man, please, please, please. I beg you, McTominay, if you're playing in this game, please do not foul James Ward-Prowse. Please don't foul him just outside the box or anywhere near the box. Please do not. Please do not give James. He's already punished us before. Please let's not do it again. Let's not do it again. We can't have that, because for me, him and Trippier probably are the best set piece takers for England. They're just Sorry, I've been speaking long. If Ward-Prowse gets the ball, we're in trouble. We're in massive, massive trouble if Ward-Prowse actually gets the ball. So we need to be careful. Southampton will press the midfield. I am a little bit worried as to whether or not. I mean, obviously Eriksen has got good technical ability, but that midfield three still does. Yes, okay, we did play against Liverpool, but let's bear in mind that Liverpool's midfield consisted of 37-year-old James Milner, Henderson, and Elliott. It wasn't exactly a world-class, not a Southampton world-class midfield, but it wasn't exactly like a midfield that's going to cause you shivers in the night. If we played this midfield against Thiago, Fabinho, and Naby Keita, it might be a different story. So I am a little bit worried because I don't think necessarily Ericsson necessarily has the legs as much. McTominay is McTominay, and Bruno does this annoying thing sometimes. Well, Bruno, to be honest, is probably one of the few players that I haven't seen much improvement in. Is the first thing. He also does this annoying thing of vacating the space a lot and staying up here and leaving too much space for McTominay and Ericsson to cover. He needs to be involved in the midfield a lot more, and he hasn't. He also needs to stop being petulant and wasting time. He actually needs to actually focus on his football because as much as I like the banter with him sort of trying to keep the ball away from Salah, it was kind of like, bro, keep your head into the game. Keep your head into the game. Keep your head in the game. We need you focused on the game. If your head isn't focused on the game, we're gonna have problems. So please don't do that if you can. So yeah, the midfield again, concerns me. As the defense, I guess this will be a good test to see, can Martinez, will Martinez height in court limitation be a problem against likes of Southampton? Is he going to get bullied, or will his positional sense be able to compensate? Will the communication between him and Varane be key? That's the key question for me. Sorry, give me 1 second, everybody. Sorry about that. Charges lots of balls up anyway. But yeah, so those would be my concerns. Also the front three, to be honest. I know people love like Sancho. I guess essentially what I'm saying, guys, is that we need to start seeing some consistency from this team. Because I loved that Sancho goal. It was good to see Rashford, and hopefully that gives them confidence to go forward and to do something. But the only thing that I would say with that is that where has that been? And can they continue to do it? Because I've seen enough from this team to know they can have one good game, especially against a in quote bigger team, and then the next day they have an awful game. So Sancho, Rashford, and Langer need to step up here. So I don't think it's our strongest front three. You can make an argument that maybe Ronaldo should be starting. Ronaldo up top, and then you play Rashford on the left and Sancho on the right potentially. We'll see. But if Ronaldo's going to be on the bench, and that's fine, then in my personal opinion, you got to compensate for that. And so Rashford, Sancho, Elanga, you need to do something. You need to do something quickly. The pace I think will help. Okay, sure, but you need to be able to finish. And we're going to rely on these guys in this game, particularly. So it's going to be an interesting one. I do think just because of how Southampton have been, that I think we can still win this game. But I don't think it's going to be as easy as people say. Nor do I think it's going to be as high scoring as people say. And I do think we will concede. So I actually think my score prediction is actually a 2-1. Let me know what your score predictions are in the comments, guys, for those that are watching. And obviously, if you have any questions for me or thoughts as we just wait for the official team to come out, and then when that comes out, I'll probably end the stream, just to see if the league team and this team is obviously the same as the one that comes out. But yeah, I would say that this is definitely probably going to be a 2-1 Manchester United. Would I be surprised if it's a draw? No. But fingers crossed that this team is enough. I mean, it also depends on how stubborn Ten Hag is as well, because Southampton will press us, and I don't think this midfield is particularly press resistant. And if we're going to do this stupid thing of passing on the back with De Gea you know, they'll clock onto that. You know, Southampton are not going to be as Southampton will do that. You know, so that's going to be a problem. So we need to bear that in mind. But yeah, I definitely think 2-1. I definitely think 2-1 for me is where I see this Manchester United. I see this result happening, in my personal opinion. What else? What have we got? Oh, 10 minutes left till the lineup. Let's see. Maybe they post up on YouTube on Let me have a look. Let's have this the official lineup on. So here we go. What's here we going? Sorry for looking at Fabrizio's thing. Oh yeah. Well, as a note, it looks like Wesley Fofana has agreed to go to Chelsea. Fair enough. 75 million. Jeez. Really? 75 million for Wesley Fofana? Although I'm saying that United picked United potentially playing 100 million for Anthony. So who are we to talk? But 75 million for Wesley Fofana is, I mean, yeah, he's interesting. He better ball. Right. We're still waiting for the line to come out. Let's have a look. Our record actually away to Southampton is reasonable. It's actually okay. So I knew we'd be playing in green. Sorry for but anyone who's seen for the thumbnail, guys, apologies because yeah, it should be a green. I knew we'd be playing on our third away kit because there's no way that we play with the clashing kit. It just wasn't going to work. So yeah, we're definitely going to play this way. Also, thanks for new subs as well, guys. Make sure you like the video as well and subscribe if you're new. It definitely goes a long way. I may start streaming before this game. I'm still not entirely sure, but yeah, I have a feeling that streaming before the kickoff actually really helps. So yeah. Let's have a look. Still, if anyone has the thing with the confirmed lineup, please let me know. But it should be coming out. It usually comes out an hour before kickoff, so it should be coming out in the next 8 or something minutes, I would say. Definitely. But yeah, I just think that in fact, while we're waiting for that, let me actually get United's fixtures coming up. The current fixtures, and we'll just have a brief conversation about that to see can United really can we do something this season? Let's have a look. So I'll stop sharing that. Let's have a look. Okay, United's fixtures. Okay, so obviously Southampton today have 12. Leicester on Thursday. Really? We're playing Leicester midweek? That changes things. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jeez, I didn't know we were playing Leicester midweek. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. That's interesting. That is interesting, actually. So in a sense, we actually need to be careful. We need to be careful because we're playing Leicester and then Arsenal in the space of a couple of days. And I suspect that Arsenal would have had. Let's look. Arsenal probably. Let's see. Arsenal playing on Thursday as well. Arsenal playing on Wednesday. So there you go. So Arsenal would have had a day's rest. I knew it. Arsenal would have easily have had a day's rest coming into that game. And we're playing them at Old Trafford. So we need to be careful. We really, really, really need to be careful, man. We need to be careful. Leicester are look. I don't think Leicester are going to sign a replacement, a centre back for Fofana by the deadline. They might, but he's definitely going to have time for Joe and definitely won't play. So we need to take the game to Leicester. Hopefully, Martial be back by then, but we'll see. But guys, yeah, this is yeah. This is why this game is crucial, because if we don't win this game, it puts a lot of pressure on this game, and then we've got Arsenal, because we need to get 6 points from these two games, and then the Arsenal game will be interesting because Arsenal's obviously form has been very, very good, and Arsenal will probably going into this game potentially with the way that Arsenal are playing, because I think Arsenal have Fulham, which, let's be real, they'll probably win at home. They've got to win this game today. And again, they've got Villa at home. So they've got literally, Arsenal have got 2 home games against Fulham and Villa. They are going to win those games. I don't care how, they are going to win these games. They are. So Arsenal will be going into the United game with on maximum points, potentially, and with momentum. United will be at home. If we don't win these games, this game is going to be interesting. And this is also the 4th of September. Potentially after United have lost Ronaldo and a few other players. So I'd be a bit worried about this. And there's more pressure on this game, even now. I'd say I'm a little bit worried. I would say I'm a little bit worried, guys, about these fixtures. But if we can get these wins, again, difficult against Southampton and Leicester away, then we might be able to do something. We generally might be able to do something. We might actually be able to do something. Then obviously Europa League with Real Sociedad at home, which is next Thursday. And then we play on the 11th, which is that Saturday? No, it's a Sunday, actually. It's a Sunday. So we've got a bit more breathing time, a bit more rest time, which is good. But these midweek fixtures on the Thursday are going to kill us. They're going to kill us. Then Europa League again. Leeds, which should hopefully be an easy dub, although worried. And then Manchester City, man. Manchester City away, and then Ammonia, where we should be able to at least play our reserves against this team. We've got Ammonia back to back. This is we beat these two guys. We should be able to go through. To be honest, United should aim to get to to win their first 4 games and then call it a day, because we should have enough to beat Sociedad and Sheriff. We've got Sheriff, Sociedad at home, beat them there, Sheriff away, which might be a little bit tough in where Sheriff is. Is it Transylvania, someplace, somewhere, and then obviously Ammonia as well. But yeah. This period worries me a little bit, because last season if I recall, I think we drew with Southampton. I don't think we lost to Southampton both seasons, if I recall. But Leicester City, we drew and then lost, and Arsenal we won and then lost, obviously, at the Emirates. Which is tough for us. But we'll see. We will definitely see. Almost 2 minutes away from the reveal of the lineup. Okay, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, guys. We have our EFL Cup game against Villa, which we need to win as well. The month of September, Leicester, United, Sociedad, Palace, Sheriff, Leeds. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in September. So that's almost 2. At least 2 weeks where we have 2 games a week. Obviously, because of the Europa League, and our squad is down. squad, the depth in the squad is not the that's why it's the next and on the 1st of September, guys, I will be for the transfer deadline show. Like I will be live at the transfer deadline show to basically summarize this transfer window. So, but we really, really, really need we need to sign players, because I just don't see how this Manchester United team is going to be able to sustain a 38-game season and Europa League and cup competitions with the common squad that we have. It's not enough. It really, really, really is not enough. Right. Okay, it's past. The team should be out now. And then once I confirm the team, yes, let's go. So let's see if it matches the league team / my predicted team. And then we're going to bounce, guys. We're going to bounce. Yep, it pretty much does. De Gea, Martinez, Fernandes, who's the captain, Rashford, Malacia, Eriksen, Varane, Dalot, Sancho, Elanga, McTominay. Of course it does. That is the league team. The league team is out, and this is the confirmed starting 11 for Manchester United. I don't know why I've done that. De Gea, Martinez, Fernandes, Rashford, Malacia, Eriksen, Varane, Dalot, Sancho, Elanga, and McTominay. The substitutions are Heaton, Maguire, and Shaw obviously on the bench. Wan-Bissaka obviously on the bench as well. Casemiro is on the bench. Fred is on the bench. Van der Beek is on the bench. Garnacho is on the bench. Ronaldo's on the bench, which is interesting. Is Van der Beek ever going to get game time? Jeez, my guy. Is Van der Beek... Let me know your thoughts, guys. Is Van der Beek... Do you guys think that Van der Beek is ever going to get game time? Let me know your thoughts, because he's... You'd actually think that he'd be able to come into this team if he was that good. Like, and Ten Hag's here, and it's like... So Ten Hag, who coached Van der Beek, who played with him, can't bring Van der Beek into this team? You're playing McTominay and Eriksen and Bruno, but Van der Beek can't come in here. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's very, 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 very interesting. Look at that Casemiro, Fred, Van der Beek. That in itself could be a midfield. You know what I mean? That in itself could be, you could have a midfield of Casemiro, Fred, and Van der Beek. That in itself could be a United midfield. A United midfield that I could potentially get behind, but it could be one. And that midfield is on the bench. So midfield of obviously Casemiro's just got there, so obviously he's not going to play, but a midfield of Casemiro, Fred, and Van der Beek could potentially be secondary to a midfield of Eriksen, McTominay, and Bruno. I don't quite understand that, but we'll see. We will definitely see. We will definitely see. Oh, more and more people are watching. Okay, guys. You know what? I'll continue streaming until the game. How does that sound? I'll continue streaming until the game. If you're liking the vid and subscribing, obviously consider becoming a member as well, guys. It means a lot. It supports the channel as well, guys. But yeah, and consider it. If you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X, and smash that notification button. Also, subscribe to my second channel, Red Devil Studio Extra, where I will be posting my instant match reactions to the games, not just to United, but more. So please do. It would mean a lot. Let me just change that. And some comments, some audience interaction. Great. Yo, King Stash. Joe Scuss says, Shaw over Malacia for me. But yeah, really? Can you explain? I'm just curious. Can you explain why you would have Luke Shaw over Malacia? Because you're not the first person, but I am curious. Why would you put Luke Shaw over Malacia? Just because I just think that Luke Shaw has been... I just think Luke Shaw has been great for a while. And one of the things that I think is important is that when a player has not been performing up to standard, you need to have competition. There you go. I've just pinned in the chat, guys. Please subscribe to my second channel, Red Devil Studio Extra, for the shorts. I really appreciate it. But yeah, let me know. I think it's safe to say VDB is not rated. Yeah, it's strange. It's strange. I'll say it again. It's strange, and I thought if anything, Ten Hag was going to bring this guy back. Ten Hag was going to be the Dom that was going to bring. Ten Hag was going to be the player that was going to bring Van der Beek back to his best. But if Ten Hag, the guy who was responsible for for Van der Beek's being linked to United in the first place, being such a good player in the first place, why is it that no one seems to rate the dude? Is it what he's doing is in training? Like it just seems to be. I think he needs to be sold, man, because clearly Ollie, Ralph, and now his own former manager didn't rate him, or whether or not it's something internal. Because I don't know. Is it because he's shorter, or because McTominay is taller? Because as a footballer, I don't see how McTominay is a better footballer than, aside from the fact that I guess McTominay can drive the ball as a number 8, and his shot output is actually not too bad. He's actually pretty good. So I will give that to McTominay. He can drive the ball and he can shoot. But yeah, I don't get that. VDB, Yusuf Abartman says VDB for me is too slow for the EPL, and that could be a thing. So maybe that's why he's there. I don't understand how he can't even start a game. Yeah, I don't. This is the thing. We made the assumption that he would be able to start now at Ten Hag is. Now you're telling me that midfield of McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno. Bruno has been garbage. Eriksen is a good player, but he's older. He doesn't have a lot of legs left. And McTominay, and he can't get into that. That's bizarre to me. That is very, very, very bizarre to me. Very, very bizarre. B-Belly, you know what? If we had De Jong, Casemiro, we would have one of the best ones in the world. No joke. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I said to him that if you played Frankie De Jong, Casemiro, and we kept Pogba, that midfield would be one of the best midfields in the world. Pogba, Frankie De Jong, and Casemiro would be absolutely amazing. But we don't have that option right now, unfortunately. Midfield, I play Eriksen, Casemiro, and Fernandes. Yeah, I think going forward, I would do that. But obviously Casemiro is just got into clubs on the bench, so we'll see. That said, if we're getting pimp slapped, or if we're getting dominated in the midfield, he might have to come on sooner rather than later. So we'll see. Red Devil, and you have 5 World Cup players, e.g. De Gea, CR7, Bruno, Casemiro, and Varane. I mean, we've got a lot of. If you mean international players, let's look. Looking at this lineup, who plays internationally? De Gea doesn't really. He played in the World Cup, but he's not really in a Spanish team anymore. So put him to one side. I don't think Martinez, as far as I'm aware, is in the Brazilian team yet, or he might be on the peripheries. Let me know. Bruno obviously is. Rashford is. He played at the last Euros. Whether he'll be called up again or not, I don't know, but we'll see. Malassi, I think, is on the cusp. I think. I know he's had a few games for the Netherlands. I think. Eriksen, yeah, obviously. Varane, obviously for France. Dalot, I think will be part of the Portuguese squad. Whether he's a regular starter or not, I don't know. Sorry, Martinez is Argentinian. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Zach. He's not. Sorry if anyone was offended by that, especially Brazilians, Argentinians. He is Argentinian. So will he partner? So he might start actually, because I'm wondering who he would partner in the Argentinian side. Sancho obviously is, but again, it depends on how he plays this season, because there's a lot of competition in that area for Sancho on that right wing, especially with Saka there. Elanga, I think, is also playing for Sweden as well, and McTominay's playing for Scotland. So everyone here is an international for their team. So yeah, definitely. But we'll see. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be interesting. This is definitely going to be an interesting game. I really, really hope that we can win it. But we've got to see. We have to see. We have to see, because I don't have a lot of faith in this Manchester United. When they have to win, they end up bottling it, which is not really ideal. So fingers crossed that they actually do it this time. But we will see. We will see, guys. Let me know what your score predictions are in the comments, guys. I did say that this was going to be probably a 2-1. I don't think we'll. I think we'll still concede. I can't remember. In fact, someone tell me, when was the last time Manchester United actually? When was the last time Manchester United? When was the last time Manchester United kept a clean sheet? When was the last time Manchester United kept a clean sheet? That's the one to feel. When was the last time Manchester United kept a clean sheet? Let me know. I can't remember. I generally can't remember. I generally cannot remember the last time Manchester United actually kept a clean sheet. I can't. I generally can't, guys. I can't. Probably, I don't know. Yeah, I can't. If you guys are watching this thing, please let me know. Brentford, Beef Bully, Brentford back in May, 3-0. So we're now in what? We're now going to September. So May to June, June to July, July to August, September. So 4 months ago. Obviously, we weren't playing for the month of July and stuff, but geez, man. I mean, it's not that long ago. So I guess it's fine. So, but still, man. Oh, we need to do better. We need to do better. Shout out to I think it's like T3 Hang says, "What is up? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for watching on Twitch." And I am on Twitch as well, guys. So if you want to support me on Twitch, on my road to being an affiliate, I think that's what they call them, then make sure you subscribe to my or follow me on Twitch, my Twitch channel. The link is in the description. I am streaming to Twitch and Facebook as well. So shout out to those who are watching on Facebook as well. I see you guys. I see you guys on Facebook. Thank you so much. Call me T. I'll call you T, buddy. If they score, I think it'll be Che Adams. Yeah, it'll be Che, because that's Southampton's threat, really. I think Southampton's threat has been Southampton's threat will be that, and it will also be the set pieces. We cannot afford, to score to allow Southampton to get a set piece. You know, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Manchester United have, Sister Massey says, players have zero mentality, and that's something that has to change. That is definitely something that has to change. It has to change. It has to. Are you going to show the live match? Not on YouTube, otherwise I'll get flagged and banned for it. So, although I've been seeing some channels doing it recently, so there's got to be a workaround for it. I don't know what the workaround is, but there's got to be a workaround somewhere. I don't know how it is. I would love to show the game there and me speaking about it, commenting on it, but it's risky, and you can get your channel and page flagged. But there is a workaround apparently. What that workaround is, I don't know. So if someone can tell me if there's a workaround behind being able to show games and comment on them or not, I don't know. I'd love to be able to show a game live and comment on it while I'm talking about it. I would love to do that, but that is what it is. Yusuf Botman says, we did have Hines and even Everett, two small defenders. What's the difference between? Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, Yusuf. That's a fair point. Oh, by the way, guys, let me know if you actually like the idea when I do these pre-match reviews before the game, leading up to the game. Let me know. So, because maybe from now on, rather than doing these pre-match reviews in the evening, I might start streaming these guys 2 hours before kickoff, and then we'll see what happens. So I think it'll be a lot more momentum going into it that way. Zach says, I just got and also I like interacting with the community, the comments. That's why I love about this game. So get involved into the Red Devil Studio community. Like, subscribe, get involved. This is a community-based channel where I get involved with the comments, share your comments. We have discussions. It's a nice, welcoming community. So please get involved. Yeah, I just got a Sancho United shirt today and wearing it for the game. So, Zach, you telling me you're supporting the Glazers? Are you telling me you're supporting the Glazers, Zach? Are you supporting the Glazers, my buddy? United always bottle it against Southampton. Not always. Not always. I still remember that Cavani. I mean, we conceded, but that Cavani was clutch against Southampton last time. We don't have him anymore, but he was clutch. He was very, very, very clutch against Southampton last time, and that was really, really that was great. We needed that. My view, we're gonna win them easy. Southampton haven't. I mean, if I have a look, let's have a look. See, let's have a look. Southampton, how they started. I mean, to be fair, it's not anything to go by. So obviously, Southampton actually, bear in mind, Southampton are ahead of us. You know, so Southampton obviously first game of the season they took an L to Spurs and got battered 4-1 away, but they were away from home, and actually they scored first. I don't know what happened; they just fell apart. 2-2 against Leeds. Leeds have also started well actually, and they were home, and then they beat Leicester away 2-1. So. And then they played in the EFL second round and beat Cambridge United, I think, 3-0 or something like that. So they've got 4 points from 9, which is reasonable. You know, United got 3 points from 9. You know, so we really, really need to beat Southampton here, but it's going to be tough. It is. So we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I like these pre-match reviews. Yeah, so I might going forward, because with this channel, to be honest, match previews I always felt were the weaker part of this channel in terms of the viewership and the culture and engagement from people. But if for some reason it seems that this season that's kind of changed. And when I've done pre-match reviews, whether it's been later in the evening or at night, more people have tuned into them, which has been good. But now I think when I did the Liverpool one, about 2 hours before the game, a lot of people watched it and tuned into it and were getting involved. And I got quite a few subs as a result, you know. So I am thinking that maybe going forward that I will do, if I'm able to, I will do a preview 2 hours before and try and go live. If not, if I can't do it then, I'll do it like in the evening, like before, and do that. And if I can't do that, what I will try and do is pre-record it, so it'll be scheduled, and you do it, and you'll have a scheduled pre-match review and do it that way. That's ideally what I want to do, but I appreciate this is a community-based channel, and so a lot of the growth of this channel is based on interaction with the audience and participation. So yeah, RDS, what do you think of these if we get them? Trap, Gakpo, Herrera, Dubai before first deadline day. I don't think we're going to get Trap. I think that was confirmed very much that Trapp isn't going anywhere. We look like we're signing Dubravka. So Dubravka, I think, is going to be the new goalkeeper. So there's that. Gakpo would be good. I don't think he's brilliant or anything, but we need depth in that area. So Gakpo would be a solid signing. Herrera, that's interesting. Herrera on a free back to United. And the only thing I'd say is that now that you have Casemiro, you know, do you need Herrera? You know, do you need Herrera? I don't know. I loved Herrera when he played. He just I think him and Casemiro in it would be the epitome of shithousery. That's the combination of those two players. But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that we need Herrera per se, but we'll see. Oh yeah, fair enough. Predictions for Prem table. It's a bit too early for it, T, but I definitely think that if the way form keeps on going, if form stays the same, City are going to win the title, and then Arsenal and Spurs will be in top 4. Fourth, I don't know. Today is going to be a very interesting day, because you know, I mean, if I look at the fixtures, in fact, while we're waiting, let's actually do a Premier League preview. Now I've got you guys. Let's have a look at the fixtures for this, and maybe everyone could give their thoughts on the other teams as we wait for kickoff. I'll just share this, and we'll go through match day 4. There must be a way for you to flick instead of stop screen sharing to flick between different things. I wonder how you can do that. Maybe someone can let me know if anyone ever uses StreamYard, if there's a way to actually to flick between, not to screen share, but to actually change tabs. I wonder if you can do that. There probably is a way, but I don't know yet. I have to ask somebody, so I'm not constantly like stop screen, but I'm actually flicking between different windows instead. But we'll see. So yeah, 2 hours before kickoff. Is it 1:30? No, it's 12:30. Yeah, so just about 40 minutes now. That 3-2 away was so clutch. Cavani. Oh yes, it was. Jesse March, Deville, Todd Lasso. Well, he's doing better than Todd Lasso. Man United top 4. I don't know. We'll see about this game. I'm going to hold fort on Man United getting top 4 because people are getting gassed because of that Liverpool game. But I'm glad we won't beat Liverpool from a rivalry point of view. But at the end of the day, Liverpool haven't started the season well either. So they're not like a form team. You know, the team we're playing against, Southampton, have actually started the season better than Liverpool. Liverpool have 2 points from 9. They drew against Fulham and they drew against, was it Palace? Who they played against? And that was it. And they lost against us. So Liverpool's form is 2 points from 9. Southampton's form is 4 points from 9. So, you know, and it's not like they played against bum opposition. Okay, they lost against Spurs, but they drew against Leeds and they beat Leicester City. So let's quickly look at. So before we round things up, as we get to the end, let's look at what are people's thoughts and predictions for this upcoming match day. So, like I already said, United are probably going to beat Southampton. No, I didn't say probably going to beat Southampton. I predict that United will beat Southampton 2-1. That's a lot better to say. A lot better to say. And then, sorry, my computer's being slow again. Chelsea, Leicester. No, Leicester's obviously Fofana isn't going to be involved in both of these 2 games, so that's interesting. So, but Leicester will be about Fofana, and they don't have a lot of confidence. Chelsea will win this. Chelsea have to win this. If Chelsea lose this game to Leicester, I mean, the only thing I would say is that maybe Brendan Rodgers might be like, I'm annoyed that they stole a player. We need to go out and ball. But we'll see. But Chelsea should win this game. The only thing is, I guess, who scores the goals, you know, because Vardy will and always will be a threat. And also, they don't have, I don't think they have Koulibaly either. So they'll be playing Thiago Silva and Shabala, I imagine. And on top of that, I think that Mendy's form has been dipping a little bit. So, and also Kante's injured. So their midfield is probably going to be Gallagher, Mount, and Jorginho, I'd imagine. So they have a chance. You know, they definitely have a chance. Brighton, Leeds. Brighton at home, Leeds. It's going to be an interesting clash. I think it's definitely going to be a very interesting clash. Brighton have, I think Brighton have started the league quite well as well, actually. Brighton, yeah, they've got 7 points, you know, so obviously they beat Manchester United quite comfortably, quite frankly. They beat West Ham and they drew to Newcastle, who also started quite well. So Brighton's going to be a tough game against Leeds. Leeds are obviously coming back into things. So a part of me thinks that this is going to be a draw. But with Brighton being at home, they may just edge it, but we'll see. Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. This is one of those where you're like, where you're like, big up, man. Thank you, Baba. This is one of those where everyone says City will win, but Palace Arsenal's bogey team. Palace Arsenal's bogey team. And for some reason, they always somehow can come to the Etihad and win. I don't know how. I don't know why. But they always do it. Zaha always does a madness. So would I be surprised if Crystal Palace beat City at the Etihad? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would not. And then that gets interesting because if City lose to Palace and Arsenal win, then suddenly Arsenal are 5 points clear of City. It's not a lot, but it's still much to capture. But suddenly, if they lose this game, because City, let's just quickly look at City's fixtures. They'll win the league. Let's be real, they'll win the league. But yeah, they've got Forest at home. They'll come back and beat them. They'll beat Villa away. But they have Spurs. So I actually think that they could potentially lose these two games because Spurs and Palace are City's bogey teams. But they will comfortably beat Villa and Forest. If they drop points against any of these two teams and Arsenal keep doing what they're doing, then maybe they might be a little cause for concern for Manchester City. But I just don't see that happening. But I wouldn't be surprised if today that they I'm watching from Melbourne at 9 p.m. Oh, geez, man, all the way in Australia, buddy. Thank you for tuning, man. Geez, all the way. Hope you're doing well, buddy, man. Liverpool, Bournemouth, easy dub for Liverpool. Easy dub for Liverpool. Easy dub. They should win that, no problem. They've got this game. They'll win it, no problem. Then Brentford versus Everton. On form, I actually think Brentford might do it. I don't know how Lampard's still a coach. I think this is the game that might end Lampard's career. Yeah. I think Brentford will beat Everton, unfortunately. Arsenal will probably beat Fulham. I think it'll be a little close, Mitrovic is doing things, but Arsenal, the way they're playing, let me know in the comments, is Gabriel Jesus injured? Is he fit or is he injured? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Abra says, what's up, RDS? Thank you very much, Chief. Make sure you like the vid, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Arsenal. Arsenal versus Fulham, man. Arsenal should win. They're at the Emirates, at home. They've got the fans behind them. They'll win. But it might not be as easy, but they'll win. Wolves Newcastle is interesting. Newcastle away. Wolves have started okay-ish, have they? No, they've not really. They've only got what they've drawn. They lost to Spurs by 1-0. They drew with Fulham, and then they lost to Leeds. But they've been close. This is the thing. So we say they've only got 1 point, but 2-1 to Leeds away, 0-0, 1-0. So they've only scored 1 goal. So that's the only thing I think that you'd be concerned of your Wolves, is that they've not been able to score goals, although they do score goals against United, but they don't concede a lot of goals either. So I think that this might be a draw potentially. I think a 0-0 draw here is something that might happen. I don't think Newcastle, unless say Maximan does a madness, which he does sometimes, but not all the time, I think it'll be difficult. West Ham against Villa. I think another draw here. Both teams coming with not particularly good form. Steven Gerrard, if he loses this game, will probably be under a lot of pressure. And Nottingham Forest against Spurs. Nottingham Forest had made 16 player signings, but this is the problem. You make all those signings. Can they gel in the team? Can they gel? And I don't think they can. So I give this to Spurs. I do. Right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're half an hour away for kickoff. Remember, if you're new to the channel, like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter on X. Mash that notification button, race night news, and more. Stay tuned for our post-match reaction. Hopefully, we win the game. Have a nice day, everyone. And cheers.